So we're starting our first day of homeschool, and one of the things that can be difficult is getting back into the rhythm of things, especially after summer. I taught private lessons, music lessons for several years, and I always was a little sad at the end of the school year because all the momentum and all of the progress that we make as a music teacher, as a private music teacher, all of that momentum in summer tends to come to a stop. And then it's actually harder to start back up in the fall semester. If you've ever seen the movie, I forget if it's White Christmas or Holiday Inn. It's Holiday Inn because it's the one with Bing Crosby and Fred Astaire. There's one point where Fred Astaire comes in and he has had too much, and the phrase that's used is he's fractured. And I looked that up, and there's a it's a metallurgical term having to do with iron. If you take iron and you bend it slowly, you can actually bend it and shape it. And we kind of do that throughout the school year. We're slowly bending and shaping ourselves as we learn. But then we get to summer and everything stops, and actually summer kind of bends us back out of the shape that we're shooting for. And then when we get started again, we start to bend that again and start to enter the process of change. It's like iron. And sometimes when we bend, especially starting back into the school year, that iron will actually fracture. And sometimes when we get started back in, and this was the case with us today with our oldest homeschooler, she had a little disappointment right at the beginning of her day. She read an assignment and thought she understood it, didn't read it as carefully as she ought to have. She started completing the assignment and actually wrote an essay. She's 11. She wrote an essay about Galileo, and then discovered that what she was supposed to be writing about was not Galileo, but someone else. And I don't even know who it was. But that suddenly fractured her, and all of the energy and love and excitement that she had was suddenly fractured. So I just want to encourage you, as you get started back into your homeschool rhythm and things are difficult right at the beginning, that's pretty normal. That's pretty natural. Even with all the excitement that children bring to the learning process, that's pretty natural and pretty normal. Don't be surprised if you're a little fractured starting out. Just hang in there and stick with it. It will get better.